episode 15, take one, shot one.
Alrighty. Back at it. Callie, excuse me. It's cold. She's just... Get out of the way, Callie.
I made the mistake of not making a way for me to get in here, and so I had to like...
There was no path. You needed a path, and then you had to make your own. You know, that's just life. That's life sometimes, Earl.
When things about to fall off.
She's a mess. I'm ready to go. You know,
too.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm ready to go too. I just had to adjust.
Well, welcome back, everybody.
Shit, I forgot my monster. Hold on. Keep talking.
I'm talking. All right, guys, this is my show today. I'm the star of the show. Earl's got some issues, but we all knew that. We all kind of knew that. But it's me and Callie here. Callie, let's hear your opinions. Let's hear what you have to say. Look, she's getting in front of the microphone. She's going to talk. Oh, Earl scooted her out.
Okay, I'm finally adjusted. I got my energy drink. I got my microphone.
We're ready. Episode 15.
You know what's funny? I didn't bring my sunglasses today because it's not as bright outside. So, because I was wondering, I was like, how can I see so good? Oh, wait, I don't have my sunglasses
You're usually having your sunglasses on.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm also going to crack open this cold monster.
Crack her open. Blue Hawaiian.
The new flavor. There's two new flavors. This is one of them. It's really good.
2 new flavors. What's the other one?
Viking berry.
Damn. Viking.
No.
That's intense.
When I take a pull from the cigarette here, I want
Y'all, you got to watch this because I saw it before. You got to take a pull.
My nose is stuffy. So anyway.
Everyone's getting sick. Y'all, stay inside. Keep warm.
Here's the thing. I even breathing heavy because I'm stuffed up. But the thing is, it's because Texas weather is so inconsistent that our bodies are like don't know how to handle the bipolar. Like you can see my breath talking. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I thought that was the smoke.
Honestly, I think it's like 45 degrees right now outside or something. You know what I mean?
Trying to do smoke rings with my breath. You gonna do smoke rings?
I'm not that talented. I don't have talent, okay? I'm a hack. Everybody hates me, but no.
Look. Kind of.
How long have you been smoking cigarettes, by the way?
I don't smoke.
So
I started heavily smoking. I started smoking casually in law school, you know, when I'm drunk and stuff. And then I went to California to deal with some issues, and I started smoking all the time. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I went to this place, and this girl would smoke, this girl who I had a crush on, so she would go out on the patio and smoke. And I'd be like, oh... Well, I smoked sometimes. So I was like, yeah, let me grab a cigarette because I wanted to hang out with her because she was gorgeous. And then I started smoking more and more, and now she's gone. But this beauty will always be in my life.
You started smoking because it was like a, what do you call it, like a social thing? You like wanted to talk to her?
Yeah, kind of. And then everyone at the treatment center I was at, we all were kind of smoking. So it was just kind of like what we did. And so I did it too.
That's how I started drinking heavily. When I used to drink, I don't really drink anymore. But I do on occasion. When I used to, that's what happened. Like I started doing it with people, like at shows and stuff. And next thing I know, well, yeah. Once
you start doing it alone, you're hooked.
It's over.
It's over. You're done.
Because at that point, you're like, well, I'm just by myself. I'll be all right. I feel like you drink more when you're by yourself.
Oh, yeah. And drinking by yourself is just different than drinking with other people.
And the reason you do that is because you're like, well, I'm by myself. I'll be good. I'm not going to have that much, but you need to start. At least it was for me. I mean, I drink a lot either way, but I feel like I drink more when I was by myself.
Yeah, I feel like socially drinking is a little more like you're just kind of, let's party. But if you're alone and you're just like, I'm not doing anything, I need to escape my life.
Which is weird because I feel like you should drink more when you're with people because at that point you're talking and not paying attention. But for me, for some reason, I'd get hammered by myself.
Yeah.
Another like it's hard. Like I said, it's hard to like decide which one I drink more because I would drink a lot either way. But my thing was when I was with people, I wanted to outdrink them. I was like, okay, we're gonna have a race here.
Like, let's go. Like challenging everybody. You're like, drink off, and everyone's like, what?
You want to try one of my new ones?
Just having a dinner party. Yeah, can I have one?
I just came here for macaroni and cheese.
They're like, I'm the mailman. What?
So, yeah. Anyway, so
let's see how these pull because these
are new ones. I haven't had these before. They're new kind. They're okay. They're all right. I feel like you're gonna do the same thing I did at first. Took my breath away.
Oh, Earl. I'm a professional.
I am not.
Oh, Earl. I've been smoking since I was 2 years old.
The thing is, like, people that when I saw, like, I bought these and people were saying,
This is intense, though.
Yeah, people was like, yeah, it's hard in your throat. I'm like, well, you get that either way, no matter what you smoke, I think. Right?
Yeah, but this is more intense.
Yeah.
This is on a different level.
So I feel like people were saying these are really good if you want to stop smoking, and I can see that.
Yeah, because they have the pull.
Yeah, which I feel like these would last longer too.
These I think are better than the other ones you had.
Yeah.
Those they would sometimes ash and the whole thing would fall out.
Yeah, the ash would get hard. But these aren't bad. They were cheaper than the other ones, but I wanted to try them.
They were cheaper? Oh, that's good.
I wanted to try them just because, like, I don't want to, like, not try something based on reviews, you know, because sometimes I don't trust reviews for certain things.
Really?
Well,
reviews are like where you get the tea.
Like food items and stuff, because everybody's taste is so different.
Everyone's like, we got sick. Earl's like, okay, let me try this shit.
You know, that's kind of what it was. People were saying, oh, these are pretty rough, but then...
Earl's like, let me buy it.
They were ranked 3 out of 5 stars.
0 out of 5. Earl's like, that's my jam.
That's good enough. I do, like, when I drink PBR and Jaeger. So I drink cheap liquor and cheap beer. So I figured, shit, these are cheap and got 3 stars. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's in my
3 stars?
wheelhouse.
That's good enough for me. That's Earl's review.
Monsters and cigarettes. I feel like that should be a podcast name.
We should have named it that.
I didn't realize that that was a thing. Like, I had a friend that would do that too. He would wake up and have a monster and a couple smokes.
Been there.
Couple heaters, couple darts.
Couple heaters.
I never did that. I would wake up and I would just like, oh, it hurts. I really got hangovers, honestly.
Hangovers are the worst. That's the thing about, like, smoking weed versus drinking. You don't get a hangover. With alcohol, you wake up and you're like, I'm never again. I'm never doing it again.
I was real good, too, about when I would drink is to try to remember to eat and drink water before I went to bed.
Oh, I didn't do that at all.
There obviously, like, there have been a few times where I did have a hangover. I remember one time I had a hangover and my brother was getting Whataburger. I was like, damn. And I smelled it and I almost vomited. I was so hungover.
I've been hungover. I got hammered and I was on a trip in San Diego. And I wake up and I had to go on a flight, and I was down for the count. It was so bad.
I'm trying to take the cover off Callie so she can stay warm.
Aww, Callie.
She's a little freezing right now.
She's a little bit cold.
Yeah, it's honestly like I think it's like 40-some degrees. It's not super cold. It's honestly cold. Just because the wind's blowing a little bit. But yeah.
I mean, I feel like you're just in a sweatshirt. I've got like...
Well, this is actually a pretty thick hoodie, honestly. Pretty thick. It's a fucking cat hoodie.
Diamond Dancers.
By now, the Lil Joker documentary has been out. It's gotten a lot of good
check it out
positive feedback, which is cool because that was like probably one of the most funnest things I've ever filmed.
That was the funnest. I think that was the funnest thing we've done. Don't you? I liked it. I was so happy with the end product, and I felt like everyone was really into it. We were all committed. We all showed up. Like, it worked out.
My cigarette went out. But yeah, no, what was cool is like we had a baseline script, but a lot of it was improv. Actually, everything was improv.
It was all based off of John's character.
We had a baseline script, like, okay, this is what's going to happen in this scene.
Yeah.
Kind of make up your own dialogue. The scene with Nathan and John on the porch where the HOA guy, we literally shot that like 20 times.
That one was funny.
Because we kept cracking up, and John and like even in the final cut, there's you see John
snicker
smirk
a little. Yeah, you can see
like,
a little smirk.
to me, I thought it was funny. It's like, this is already a funny thing. Might as well leave a laugh in there.
Yeah, totally. And it's like, it's just so over the top. I loved it. I thought it was cool.
It was fun. That's why we're filming again on this coming Monday. Right now it's Thursday the 13th, right? Yeah. So we're filming on this coming Monday. We're going to film another kind of funny comedy thing.
Yeah, we've been filming stuff, so check it out. Sub to the channel.
I sometimes like I feel like I should have put this out earlier, like the Lil Joker thing. I should have put that out earlier, but
that's okay. I think it was good timing. Yeah. And we got John right before he left, so.
Yeah, I know he went to the Marine Corps. He's gone, man.
Left us Lil Joker.
He'll come back all jacked up and shit. We're gonna do Lil Joker Part 2.
With him all buff.
He's gonna be jacked. He's gonna be like.
We have to get like a fake like humongous barbell.
No, he's like, yeah,
1,000
man.
pounds.
We could say he went to the pen and he got out. Now he's all like about prison life and shit. So like everything is like prison. It's like,
we should make one that's like he gets out and he's like, I thought I wanted to show the world I was good, but really I want to be bad.
Right? He's like, you know what? Fuck that good shit, man.
Yeah,
that's for pussies.
I'm bad. That's who I am.
John was good with the things he came up to say.
I know.
Like he was a good like that.
I was impressed with John.
People didn't realize that was him. Was like, yeah, dude, it's John.
He said him look like a
John.
John, let's get John some pie.
Some pie. So yeah, the thing on Monday that we're going to do is going to be similar style. It's not going to be a documentary, but it's going to be like kind of like handheld kind of, because I like movement shots, so like holding it and stuff, handheld shots. It just, I don't know, it flows better, if more funny. But yeah, so yeah, that was, I guess that's an introduction. I think
that's the intro. What's the topic for today?
Well, the starting topic, I wrote it down on my notes.
The main topic that we never stray from.
On my notes app on my phone here. Okay, because I've been watching a lot of like documentaries and like talking pieces about living in a simulation.
So do you think we are living in a simulation? Like, what's your take on that?
Do I think we're living in a simulation? No. However, I can believe that is a possibility.
I think it's likely. I think it's almost more likely than God.
Because the way people explain it, it's like, shit, that is right.
Like, what is it? What is this? You know, we just popped out one day, and it's like, boo.
Because I was reading, I was watching a video, and I was reading a comment, and someone was saying, well, what, like, we could possibly be in it. Someone could be using VR right now.
Yes.
And we're gonna wake, like, we're who we are, right? And they're using some like advanced VR system, and then we're just gonna kind of like wake up one day, like we're, you know, kind of like, I guess, the Matrix. That's like
What if you woke up? What if you woke up and you had a VR headset on, and you took it off, and you were like an old woman?
Yeah.
Or like
kind of like the Matrix.
A 17-year-old, I don't know, kid or something, like, and you were just like, oh my God, that was a VR. That was my whole life that I thought I lived was VR.
That's why, like, do I think we live in a simulation? No, but the chances that we are pretty high to me. Just because,
well, it's like the fact that our reality is literally, it's all filtered through our own brain. So anything we're touching, feeling, experiencing, the only reason I know that she's really here is because you touch her and say, yes, Callie, and you respond to her too. But it's like, have you ever done salvia?
No, I've not. Mm-mm.
That is like, okay, I did it once. And it's like a hallucinogen.
Correct.
And I was like, it lasts like maybe 3 minutes tops. So you're high for like 3 minutes, then it wears off. But you are gone. You are on another planet. You are hallucinating hardcore. And you come to, and I felt like I had a life in that world. I felt like I had gotten a job. I was working in a carnival. There were days that went by, and I came to, and it had been 3 minutes.
Another point for, hold on, sorry. Another topic that people bring up for simulation is deja vu. Right?
Yeah.
Like how can you experience something and it felt like you've been there, but it actually never happened, or did it? Right?
Like weird shit happens.
Because like
it can't be coincidence. And do you ever have your dream of stuff and then you see an image or see something and you're like, that is exactly that environment that was in my dream?
Yeah, that's deja vu. Yeah.
Deja vu.
Which, if you think about it, makes no sense. Like, how can I remember? How can I go to something in my dream and then go to it later in life? And that doesn't make sense. So, like, you would think that would make sense that it's a computer program.
Well, one time I had this dream. It was really vivid. I've always had really vivid dreams. And it was I was driving and this Maltipoo walked out in front of me and I got out and I took the Maltipoo and I took it home and she was my pet. Well, I told my friend April this dream and then we were driving that night. I was driving her home and a white Maltipoo walks out in front of my car and she looks at me and she goes, and I was like, because I had told her my dream before that happened. And then that happened and we both were like, oh my God. Because that was literally what I described to her.
Like, this happened to me one time and I swear to God, right? I was driving to work and there was a 2-lane road, cars coming, cars going, right? That kind of road. There was a car behind me and I swear to God, when I got to the stop sign, it was in front of me. Like, it had got to the stop sign for me.
That is wild.
Dude, I swear this happened. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not like making up a story. Like, this happened, and it didn't go around me because I didn't see it. Right?
Yeah.
And I would have known because it was in the neighborhood, and all of a sudden it was in front of me. And I was like, dude, fuck. So this simulation thing could be true.
Yeah, there's like glitches
because
that happen.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, people always use the Matrix as like an example. And, like, what if in a simulation? What if like I'm me, like how I am now, but like what if I wake up one day and it's like the year 3000 or something. Right?
I know.
Like, what if our whole life's been a simulation and we're just like living some like Sims or something?
Also, do you ever think about what if our entire life that we've experienced up till now is just the final moment before we die where we relive our entire life?
See, that's
what we're already dead, but we're just reliving it, and that's why it feels like everything's happening so fast.
That's what someone had said too. They said that like this is just kind of like reliving something, or someone says that like it's like VR, but you're doing a tour. You're doing something,
yes.
And one day once your tour's over, you wake up and you go back to who you are in whenever the future or something, or at the current time.
Well, do you ever feel like you're watching yourself do something and you're like almost feel like you don't have a choice? Like you're making a choice, but you're almost like you're watching yourself do it?
No.
Oh.
I've never had that experience.
You're like, I shouldn't be doing that. Like,
you know,
I don't know. Or like, you're just like watching yourself and you almost feel like you're just doing it.
No, I have had this time though in my head, 7:30 in the morning for some reason, and I'm always like seeing like me in this bed, and 7:30 in the morning I've overslept, and I'm still like when I was a kid, and I'm gonna wake up, and then this is all gonna be some crazy dream.
Crazy.
Like it's weird. I feel that way sometimes. Like I'm just gonna wake one day, it's gonna be a dream, and then be really sad because like I love my wife, and like. She's
like,
awesome.
Where's Callie gonna go?
Like, what if I wake up and all this was just a dream? Then, like, fuck. But I always wonder too, if that is the truth. If this is a dream or it's VR, am I gonna have the same thought process and knowledge and feel the same way as I do now when I wake up? Or am I gonna feel, all this is just gonna be a dream? I'm gonna forget everything.
Yeah.
Because like, what if? Because like, if I say, for example, I am 12 again, I wake up and I'm like, dude, I have all this knowledge about film. I can start my shit early. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, I went to school for this shit.
In my dream, but like, you know what I'm saying? Would you, like, that's my thing. Like, if this was a dream or a VR, if I do wake up or I come out of VR, will I remember all this and will I have the same skills?
What if it's like wiped and you don't even remember?
Which, you know, like Men in Black. Because Men in Black are real. Those people do exist. But anyway.
That's real.
There's a lot, the government agencies, those things are real.
Yeah.
Whether or not they can make you forget things, I don't know. But there are people, Men in Black, like actual people in black suits.
Hey, Earl.
What?
Hi. Are you okay?
Yeah. Do you need some? Like, what are you doing?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What are those? Did you drink all of those?
I'm sexy.
Since when?
I've been up for about 2 hours now. So I've had these for about 2 hours.
You're gonna die. What are you doing?
I'm thirsty. Like,
Oh my God, that's not water, Earl. That's not water. You can't do that.
But there's water. Apparently, there's like a little bit of water in here. It says like I don't know, 2%. No,
what?
see, ingredients. Water is the second ingredient. So water. I'm dehydrated. But did you see like? I think okay. So the horse. Can I run the horse like side by side? Think I can compete like run it? But like so, say the water fell down. Like it's like in the bloodstream, right?
I think we need to go to the emergency room. You're not making any sense.
But what do you mean?
You're not making any. What are you talking about?
We should think about this. So there's two of them, right? And then like, what if I ran side by side a horse? I could compete, right? Like, dude, I could run with a drag car right now and compete. I keep saying compete because I can compete right now.
Shit, Earl. What did you do?
I'm thirsty. God.
Stop drinking it. Stop
Why?
drinking it. You're gonna die. Your heart's gonna explode.
But I love Monster, dude. It's healthy.
You love Monster.
It's healthy.
I know you love Monster, but there's a limit.
It's healthy, okay? It's healthy, and for one, it's healthy, and for two, I'm smart now, okay? I can fucking tell you the theory of relativity really fast, and tell you the like, so it's b plus minus over y divided by 7, dude.
Okay.
You know what? I need to pee, so I'm gonna pee. Can I use your restroom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, this is my restroom. Whose is it?
We're gonna get you some help, buddy. We're gonna get you some help. Okay, why don't you go use the
Whose
restroom?
restroom is it though?
We'll figure that
Dude,
out. It's mine. We'll go. Just go. It's okay.
It's-
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of hot here, and I don't know why. And like, I don't know. Okay, look, I'm thirsty. I'm gonna use the restroom, come back, and quench my thirst.
Like there's that guy that has a 7-second memory. I don't know if he's still alive. I saw this is a documentary from like 20, 30 years ago at this point. Well, actually, it was in the 90s, I think it was. But anyway, he was once a really badass composer, and then he got sick, and he only has 7 seconds of memory. So to him, every time he sees somebody, that's the first time that he's seen somebody.
Oh, so he's just constantly going, hi.
Like he remembers who they are, but he doesn't remember like them being there. He's like, oh, you know, I've been all alone for 20, 30 years. It's nice to see you again. Even though they like, we come over like once a month, once a week, but he doesn't remember. So he thinks he's been by himself for 20, 30 years. He knows he's sick. Like he knows he's got something because I've been all alone for 20, 30 years, and and these people never come see me.
That's so sad.
Yeah, but what's crazy too is like I said, this is from like 20, 30 years ago, something like that. But he still remembers how to play classical music. So even though he's got a bad case of amnesia, he can still get down and play a classical piece on the piano.
That's wild. It's crazy how our brains just work.
Right. It's like muscle memory. Like you don't remember anything from your past life. You don't know where you live. You don't know any of these people, but you can still remember how to play a badass piece on piano.
Do you believe in past lives? I'm reading this book called Many Lives, Many Masters.
I believe in past lives. I also believe in reincarnation. Because
that's what I would bank on. I guess is reincarnation's
like
probably
believe,
more likely than a simulation. I don't know.
Like I said, I don't believe we're in a simulation, but I can see that that it's possible. So if we were in a simulation, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever see Heretic?
No.
You never see the movies I tell you to watch.
I'm bad about watching movies, man. But like I believe that we can come back as something else because like. It's weird, like when someone has like a pet or another person, like a kid, like that reminds me of so and so. They have the same habits. Like there's those stories too where those kids are like 2 years old, like, oh yeah, I remember in the past living in his farm in his house,
like little kids
in like the 1800s or some shit. It's like that's weird. Like there's no like,
well,
they're not making that shit up.
Yeah, this book I'm reading, Many Lives, Many Masters, is about the psychiatrist who was working with a girl who was having all these anxieties and phobias and struggles and was like agoraphobic, I think, was really struggling with just functioning. And he started doing hypnosis on her, and he didn't believe in past lives. He was not about that at all. He's very sciencey, not into supernatural or anything like that.
Sciencey.
And he, this case of his convinced him that past lives and reincarnation is real, and that her phobias were coming from her past lives. When she had drowned, she was very afraid of water. She drowned in her past life, and then she had an accident on a diving board when she was little. And the combination of those things made her terrified of water so much that she struggled to take a shower. And it all stemmed from this experience of her drowning in a past life and then having this traumatic childhood experience in water.
It's just like with aliens, right? We know aliens are real and stuff. It's just like when there's so many people experiencing something, it has to be real, right?
Yeah.
Like if so many people remember a past life and they're not like, you think that many people are just making shit up all the time?
I know, it's
because
crazy.
Our
Who knows?
bodies,
And like, yeah.
Our bodies have spirits, and we're like, you know what I'm saying? So it's got to go somewhere.
The soul?
Huh?
So you believe in the soul?
Like we have our bodies. Yeah, like that's why.
Like you believe in a soul separate from the physical body?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you have your brain, but then you have like
That's your physical body.
Yeah, I was also saying like you have thoughts and stuff, but then you have like a separate like.
Because I don't know about
like,
the soul. I'm on the fence.
Like I said, I don't believe in God or heaven or none of that shit. Like I don't believe we go to this magical place when we die, but when we do die, our
Spirit,
whatever, it moves on to something, or we just like roam, you know.
Yeah, I think it's almost like we become. I almost feel like almost like this. How can I explain this? We are the universe and all of its complex entity of just pure existence, reaching through a veil, through into a body to touch the world around it. And then once we die, we don't have that anymore, and we're back to this like entity.
Because like,
I don't know. I guess does that mean I'm religious?
I just think that like reincarnation. I believe reincarnation. You know, or you know, you move on to somebody else's. But people are like, oh, I remember in a past life. You know, that whole thing. Or we just rot in the ground. But there's, like I said, I don't believe that there's...
Or we just get out of here and then it's over. So it's either one of those.
But I don't believe that we go to this...
either... Which one of those is it?
Like, I don't believe we go to this magical place and there's a god and these pearly gates and shit.
No, I think that's what we say to assuage our own fear of death. I mean, we want to live forever and we want it to be nice. And
I would love to live forever.
We want to go to heaven. That sounds great. Fun. Woo!
I would love to live forever.
And I think we seek out this divine form of justice that, you know, can kind of make the judgment call of who's bad and who's good. But I think at the end of the day, we like these black and white things, concepts. As people, our human brains like it, but that's just not at all in any capacity going to accurately represent true concepts of what the universe is. You cannot black and white the universe and the chaos and the complexity of pure life. Does that make sense at all?
Kind of. But no, I mean, I don't believe that there's, like I said, I don't believe in God or anything. But like people that believe in a simulation, also there's a lot of them are. I saw that there's the person I was listening to was saying there's a lot of atheists, but then they're like, well, if you believe in a simulation, then you have to believe that there's someone controlling all that. So wouldn't that be a God? I'm like, no, not necessarily.
I guess it would be kind of.
My thing is. I think if there is a simulation, there is no God. There is nobody controlling it. It's just a program in the future that people
Who's controlling the person who made the simulation?
To me, I look at it like this. I look at it like how we do now. Someone made a some company made a program in the future, and it's like VR, like you have now, and just people get in there. And
but so are the people who are doing the VR? What's their reality? Are they in a VR?
Yeah, they're
someone else's VR.
Like we're in virtual reality right now.
Yeah, but we're someone else using virtual reality.
Yeah, so they're just living in this like Sims world.
So the person who's doing the VR, they're a sim.
Yeah, we're like Sims.
Yeah, that's
and
what
so
I'm
like it's just like
no, what I'm saying, but that still begs the question: who's controlling or who's involved in the making and creation of the person who's using the VR?
Nobody. It's just like somebody just is playing a game. It's like playing The Sims. You can just...
Like, you have to go back. Like, who... Like, the thing with God. Who created God, then? And then you go, okay, well, then who created that? If creation requires a creator, then who's the creator's creator?
I don't believe there's a creator.
No, I don't either. I'm just saying that's kind of the thought process.
That's what they were saying. That's exactly what they're saying. But I just believe in my mind, I believe in evolution. We've just evolved over time. Like,
I think we just don't know, and in that case, do your best, you know?
That would be wild, dude. It's
your
like
best.
if
You
we're
try
like,
your best.
if this
do
was like
whatever.
The Sims, and then one day, like when we die, they just took off the headset and like.
I have a
oh, that was
question.
fun.
Someone asked me this the other day, and it was so interesting to me. They said, what if God came to you and showed himself to you and said, I'm God. Okay, and I every time I've tried to intervene, such as the flood with Noah and Adam and Eve and all that stuff, every time I've intervened, it seemed, and I made Adam and Eve, and then I did the flood, it seemed to make things worse. Do you have advice? What would you do if you were God? Do you have advice for me as God?
Did you say that too?
Someone said that to me.
Oh.
Someone asked me that. I was like,
Oh, I thought you said it to somebody. I'm like, okay, well, who do you say it to? Yeah.
It's so interesting though. Like, what if you did meet God one day? What would that conversation be like? Would you have a conversation with him? Like, what if he was real? You die, you get there, and there's God, and he's like, hey, let's talk.
I don't believe that's gonna happen, though. So I can't answer it because like I don't believe in it. It's like that's like ask me what would you say to
See,
Santa Claus?
I would that's a much more loaded question for me, because my I had a deep relationship with God, you know.
You said rotations.
As a Mormon, it was intense for me. It was important to me, and I banked my whole life on it. And so for me to meet a God, I don't know what I would say. I would almost be like, fuck you, dude.
Fuck off.
You know? And then I think,
Little Callie.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's like asking me what I say to Santa Claus. Like he's not doesn't exist. What the fuck you think?
Yeah. But it's an interesting concept to think about. I mean, the idea of a creator. Because I think I understand where people got there. I understand the need, the desire to know and have an answer and have something else and be in control. I think it really boils down to control.
There's also that theory about a second Big Bang.
The what?
A second Big Bang. So you know the whole thing about the Big Bang and how the world was like created.
Yeah.
Well, people there's another theory that goes with that where because the universe is expanding, like it's going to get to the point where it expands and it just
Really?
yeah, like it
Damn.
and so
It's gonna keep going.
I forgot who I was watching, but they were talking about it, and they were like, you know, it's because the universe is expanding. There's gonna be to the point where it just expands so big that it just busts, and then all of a sudden there's nothing. Everything's just gone because everything just explodes, right? Like, and they were saying it in a smart way.
This is why I'm just like, we don't have any answers. You can think you know. We don't know. What are we doing here? We don't know. Just do it. Just do whatever you want, I
Our
guess.
galaxy is all we know of. We don't know what's like out there in space, right? There's so much behind us, behind the sun and the moon and shit, and the other way, sideways. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere.
That way, over there, and then you've got just straight up.
I mean, it's creepy as fuck. You think about it, we're living on Earth, and it's just a planet in the solar system, right?
I know, it's just like some random shit.
It's so weird to think about, though, honestly. Right?
It is. That's actually weird. What about like alternate realities? Like, do you believe in that? Like, what if there's a reality out there where there's two people filming a podcast, and it's like Callie and Piper, and then you and me are sitting on the couch, and we're their pets.
I say this about certain things. I don't believe it, but I think it's possible. So if it did happen, I wouldn't be like, okay, that's weird. Like, I think, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
They're open to any and all.
Hello. Welcome to roller skating with Malori. First, you want to grab a cigarette. You always have a cigarette. Then, you're going to put on your roller skates, and you're just going to watch out for the pile of leaves. You're just going to, you see, the skill is you got to tense. You got to go back and forth like this. I did it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And you keep going. Drink it. Okay. happening? Okay, and then you go backwards. That's part of the plan. And we're done for today. Skating with Mallory.
Pascal's wager, what if you're screwed? If God is real and then you're not Christian and then you're screwed, then
You're not a Christian. Get out of
you
here.
better just be Christian just in case, Earl.
I want the simulation theory. That'd be cool. But then I'd be like, fuck, dude. I can go find all these people that were friends with in the VR. But, like, what if, like, people you know now, you know in real life, too, we're just living in this Sims world. So, you like, once they get done playing and you die or whatever, like, oh, my character died, and you just go back to your life that you are now. That'd be weird. Like, how the fuck do you handle that? Like, dude, remember that on
You're
level
just
45?
like, I guess I'll just go back to life.
That's weird.
keep going.
There's just so many theories on what like life is and what we are.
Yeah, and like consciousness. Like there's like the collective consciousness.
Because I believe in time travel.
You do?
I don't know how you do it, but I feel like it's
I
been
got
done.
real into time travel, and I was Googling all these equations and like quantum physics. I was like, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure this the fuck out. I was just like, because, yeah, I'm like, there is a way. There's absolutely a way to time travel.
I think there is.
There's gotta be.
I don't know like the extent of it, like how extreme it is, but I think we can fuck with time.
Oh, totally. Because as you get closer to a black hole, time
There's
changes.
that word, black hole, that comes up in every conversation that I watch.
Yeah. Time changes. The way that time works
Yeah.
changes as you get closer to a black hole. It's like light and electricity. Like, I feel like there will be a point in time where time will be able to be manipulated and they will figure it out. Just like they figured out how to catch light from the sun, essentially, and put it on whatever you want and manipulate it. It's a law. It follows certain rules. But if you figure out those rules, you can figure out how to manipulate those rules and use it to your advantage. It's like an element, time.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of like YouTube videos like this kind of stuff, and it's like, fuck, dude.
Like, blows your mind.
Because at first, like, you think it's like when I was religious, I thought like all these theories were fucking stupid, and then when I became non-religious and these other theories, I'm like, I started listening to these theories. I'm like, there's so many theories that make so much more sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, there's too many occurrences for just to be like, people just say, oh, that's, you're lying. You were tired, you were drunk or dreaming or something. There's too many times, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, like,
No, I know what you're saying.
just like with energy, man, and power, like, I forgot what I was listening to. There's like apparently these group of people that like, and they knew how to like harness unlimited energy. Shit, there was some way, and like it was very powerful. And they're trying to like, trying to hide all that stuff. And I'm like, damn, dude, what the fuck?
Damn, dude. Can I have one of yours?
Sure. I smoke two. I take a
Let's
little break.
light it up.
I don't like to chain smoke a whole lot. So I usually smoke 2 or 3 and then I'm done.
I chain smoke.
I got like 200 of these boxes. Not 200 of these boxes, 200 cigarettes. I got like 10 boxes. But yeah, dude, there's so many things that's interesting. So like sometimes I'll sit up at night and I'll just watch all these series. I also watch a lot of things about mysterious disappearances and
Really?
especially like when
alien abductions?
Huh?
Like alien abductions?
Just random things like how people go missing in the forest, like unsolved mysteries.
Ooh.
Like, have you heard the thing about the M cave?
No.
I forgot this guy's name, Kenny Veach or some shit, and apparently he was out in the desert and he found this M-shaped cave, and he was like, hey, I found this M-shaped cave, I'm going to explore, and he went to go explore, and he never came back. People say, oh, he found it, and he found out too much stuff, he found out something he wasn't supposed to know, but then some people say, oh, he probably committed suicide, that's why, because people sometimes when they want to commit suicide, they don't want to be found, right?
Yeah.
So they were saying that's what happened, and some people were saying, oh, it was just a hoax, and he's just like, he's hiding, he faked his death. I don't know, but like there is things I know for sure that if you do go missing sometimes, if you find something out, you're not supposed to know from the government, you do disappear. Like if you go out to the desert and you find some secret government thing, yeah, they'll probably fucking make you disappear.
Oh, yeah. Oh, in a heartbeat.
But yeah, dude, it's just I watch a lot of that shit too, man. Just strange disappearances.
You're just like on YouTube watching disappearance videos to help you sleep.
I watch a lot of body cam cop videos. I watch a lot lots of like missing cases video because it's creepy, man. Like people go into the forest and it's called what, missing 411 or something. People just disappear in the woods. You know, like
isn't there a suicide forest?
There is, yeah.
Japan?
I think it's Japan or China or something. Somewhere over there in Asia.
Somewhere. I know there's like people go to do that.
Because when people want to commit suicide, they don't want to be found. They'll find a way not to be found.
I know that's the hardest thing. You're like, who's gonna find me?
Like I was watching this video, and they were explaining that this guy disappeared in the woods because more than likely he committed suicide. And what he did was he went down to the river, and he waited for the high tide to take him away. Ugh. So like he killed himself at the right time, so that way the high tide would take him away. Wash him downstream. He would never be found.
Oof.
I mean, I could never do that, but like, yeah, sometimes people don't want to be found because like, just leave me alone. It's like like when an animal is sick, they go and hide.
They isolate.
Yeah, so it's like same thing with humans.
Isolating. The thing with suicide is if you get to a point where you're like, I'm gonna do it, you immediately want to cut off all your friends because you're like, I'm gonna fuck them over. I'm about to fuck them over big time. And I don't want to meet anyone new, and I just want everyone away from me so they don't have to get hurt.
Well, yeah, so it's something personal. You don't want to make it a scene. I would assume that's what goes on in people's heads. I don't know. I've never committed suicide. Obviously, still alive.
I've attempted a couple times, but
there's been times I went to therapy, but there's been times where I was like, yeah, I don't really have a purpose. Like why?
Did I tell you when I drove to the Golden Gate Bridge?
No.
Yeah, I did. And it's a heavy topic.
You wouldn't jump off, right? Oh shit.
And it was really public, and I was like, yeah, this is so public. What was I fucking thinking? I couldn't do it, but the cops chased me. I ended up in the psych ward. I got, I
know that whole story. You told me that. Yeah.
But it's a tough one, People when you're feeling that way, you want to isolate, but then you isolate and then you feel worse. So it's like a cycle. You can get trapped in a cycle real easily. And the best thing, you got to reach out, and you don't want to. It goes against every instinct. And when you're suicidal, you don't want to tell anyone because they're going to stop you. They're not going to let you do it. And it's really the antidote. You got to speak up. You got to use your voice, and it's real hard to do.
Like right now, like I still worry a lot and stuff, and I still think like, oh, they're gonna hate me because I forgot. They're gonna think I suck at my job because I forgot this one thing. But add that to depression, it's like everything is just the worst and it just builds.
Well, it's hard right now too. There's a lot going on politically, and people don't feel safe. They feel unsafe.
Our political climate. I don't like to talk about politics. All I say is it's kind of messed up. Yeah.
Well, even no matter which side you're on, people are really heightened emotionally. And everything's just very intense. There's a lot of changes. There's a lot of things that seem very scary to a lot of people.
Especially if you're a woman.
And especially if you're a woman. Especially if you're
transgender.
Black. Especially if you're, LGBTQ. And the studies show that just having these topics be politicized and talked about in a political arena makes people more depressed. Trans people, when all of the trans legislation comes out, it affects their mental illness, it affects their mental health simply from being a topic of debate. Yeah. Imagine you're trans and everyone's like, well, is trans even real? And you're like, I'm sitting fucking right here. Like, and just the fact that is happening, whether or not those bills get passed, have an impact on people's mental health. And I think we need to really understand mental health as this cohesive thing that is not just, 72-hour holds and 988 and those things. It's our interactions with each other socially and how we move about in this world where we have to figure out how to feed ourselves. We have to figure out how to pay for a place to live. We have to figure out how to hold a job that's going to cover all of our bills. All of those things play into mental health. It's not... Sorry, I just went on a rant. This is heavy.
It's fine.
I'm sorry.
Some people... I'm
companies, sorry, y'all, but it's just it's something that I have a lot of experience with, and I think people want an easy answer, and it's a lot more complicated than that.
And some companies... this isn't related, but it's kind of like related as far as like newer stuff. A lot of companies now are getting rid of their like minority programs too.
Their DEI.
Yeah, there we go.
I know,
and
and
of course, fucking Target would, because Target's a bunch of pansies. They give in to whatever, like whenever they had that whole like LGBT thing with the queer stuff and everything else involved with that, they took off the shelves because people were complaining. I'd be like, no, we're not doing that.
I know, it's like stand your ground, stand on your values,
but like. It's also a business, because as soon as Pride Month is over, all that shit goes on clearance and they take it off.
It's like
if you really supported something, that would just be something you would have year round. Like, yeah, we have shirts for whatever, you know.
Yeah, that's why a lot of queer people don't shop the Target Pride stuff. It's like shop at places that sell queer stuff year round. Like I have, just like there's a lot of places that sell stuff like binders and tape and stuff for binding for trans people. And it's like, support those businesses and support the people that, actually stand on what they believe in. It's
crazy that you have to have a sign that says it's a safe place. Like, that's insane. They're like, there are still people who
and I personally don't like the safe space phrase. I think it's fine. I think it's just something that people a lot of times say, like, I'm a safe space. And any safe space is not going to publicly be like, we're safe. Like, that makes it not safe.
Yeah, that's the thing that I was going with. Like, it's crazy that you have to have a sign to let people know it's okay. Like it's crazy. You would think that, like, oh, I'm just going to a business to buy something. And the fact that you don't feel safe in certain places is insane.
I know. And it's like having to walk around in the world and just feel so unsafe.
I wonder if I could go in this business and eat or shop. It's kind of like when it was segregation.
Well, yeah, like, that stuff carries over. Those ripple effects don't go away, and I think that's why things like DEI are important. They're tipping the balance back. It's equity. It's not equality and equity are different, and it's equity, and equity is important because equality never happened in the first place.
Well, it's crazy too that, like, people are so aggressive towards people that believe differently than them. Now, like, if you was to say, oh, I don't want religious people in my store, like, why are you going to... Oh, okay. But you can see that against other people. And it's weird. It's weird, man, that someone's lifestyle is so... that affects someone's life so little that they think it's the worst thing.
Like,
we were getting so good with that, and then, what's his face took over and kind of...
Well, yeah. I mean, it feels like we're going backwards, and it feels like all the progress we made is being undone, and we're going to have to go back and redo... Well, we already...
It is. I mean...
Scary, and it's scary for... we all have people in our lives who are queer and trans and all of these things, and black and people of color and minorities and immigrants, and... Why would you not want to live in a diverse world? I just don't get that.
You know what? Like, I was like, you know what? Why don't we just do communism? Divide everything out equally. Why not? Fuck it.
Well, I think that
was a joke, obviously, but...
Yeah. But I just think it's like, I don't have all the answers. I don't know how to fix everything, but with things like mental health, I think it starts with conversation.
There's also
because a lot of people get real uncomfy talking, and we need to learn how to have conversations about politics and conversations about mental health without losing our minds.
I just don't know why it's so like, oh, you can't show this on YouTube. Why? It's part of life. If someone wants to talk about it, why should they be?
Well, that's my biggest frustration with talking about suicide is you type the word in anywhere on any platform, you will not get any search. You will just get the number. You'll just get the help number.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know on YouTube, it's like, YouTube doesn't like that stuff, but I'm going to make a video, I'm going to put it out. Like, I don't give a fuck. Pay me or not, I don't care. But, like, I'm not going to, like, hide around and blank out the word. Fuck, I hate when people do that shit.
I hate it. I get why, like, people monetize. They have
one video and you're like, I'm sorry. It just pisses me off. I'm sorry.
I get frustrated, too, because it's like, if we want to actually solve some of the things that lead people to suicide, we're going to have to be willing to say the word. And if it's not even possible to say the word, you have to blank it out, and you have to use unalive and all that other stuff and make up new words for it to get around the things. We're never going to heal. We're never going to get to a place where it doesn't exist. If it's always in the dark and shoved to the side and we can't look at it, we won't look at it,
Because speaking of which, you had wrote a suicide script that we are going to film, and it will be on YouTube uncensored. There won't be no, like, oh, you'll know it happened, won't see it. No, we're going to show it.
Well, we're not going to show everything, but, like, egregiously without purpose. But the story is what it is, and I want to say what it says without holding back for the sake of censoring. while still, I want to put a trigger warning. I want to recognize that people
that'll have to be the first for sure.
That'll have to be the first shot. Just make sure that people know what they're getting themselves into when they turn on the video. And
I'll even put it in the
just knowing that
description,
people
too.
can, if you have to turn it off, turn it off. But
I'm showing the gun. The gun's going to be shown.
Yeah, and I think it's important that these things happen. This is real life. If everything we show on the internet and front facing, and we do this on Instagram, we go, look at my happy life and my happy this and my happy this, and we don't want to look at it.
See, that's the people that a lot of people have problem with social media is you don't never get to see the actual real stuff.
And so it's like, let's say the word, let's show the gun, let's talk about it.
I feel like
because
it'd be a lot better.
Life is not censored. When you're at home alone in your room holding a gun going, what am I going to do? There's no censor. There's no filter. No one's blanking out your thoughts. And so it's like, if we have to do that when we're in public, then we go home and we let all of that out by ourselves. We should not be letting that out by ourselves. We should be doing that together.
Hey.
What?
What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? Ew! Ew! Oh, did you leave this?
Yeah.
Okay, are you gonna clean it? Is it, what is this? What's happening?
I'll clean it later at some point.
Clean it now?
Are you gonna use it?
Am I gonna use a dirty, gross? No. No, I wasn't planning on using disgusting, dirty, disgusting dishes. That's not really what people do, Earl.
Well, if they're dirty, okay. So if you're not gonna use them, then who cares if they're dirty?
Who cares? Because they're sitting out and I can't, there's nothing. What is this? There's a million things. Did you throw a party? Did you, let's make omelets
But you're not
at 3 a.m. and then leave it?
You're not gonna use it right now, so I'll clean it.
I can't use it. You know, if I wanted to use it, that wouldn't even be an option. Because it's ew.
Look, when you want to use it, I'll clean it, but it's fine.
I want to use it.
It's fine.
I want to use it, clean it.
You clean it. You want to use it sometime.
Oh my, so you just said, so what you just said, if you want to use it, I'll clean it. That was just complete bullshit. That was just a lot. Just saying whatever I want to say, because I'm Earl. I don't have to stand on it at all.
Well, technically, I said later, if you were going to use it later.
Later.
But if
I'm
you
going
want
to use it now.
If you want to use it now, I'm kind of busy.
Oh, shoot. Earl's got a busy schedule. Who knew someone without a job could have such a busy schedule?
I'm kind of in a serious conversation right now about a video game. So
Ooh, yikes. I think this is a serious conversation. I think that we were having a serious conversation about your disgusting lifestyle.
Oh, I'm disgusting now? Okay.
I mean, is the pan gross? Let's poll the audience, you know?
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna walk out of this house and back to my house. I'm gonna get my car and leave.
And you're gonna leave this here.
Yeah. I came back in.
Maybe he was gonna clean it. Earl's gone. Earl's solution.
Listen, I came back in to get my drink. I was not expecting this.
I know.
This is rude. This is rude.
That must have been so hard for you, Earl, to come in here. Because when I came in here, I expected the kitchen that was clean. And that...
I'm disgusting. When was the last time you showered? I'm just saying it right now.
Earl, you know I have a fear of water. We have talked about this and you bring it up every time. This is different. This is
You know what? Here's what I gotta say to that. Fuck you.
I can't believe you brought up the shower thing. I can't believe you brought up the shower thing.
I'm going home.
Earl, you leave let's communicate. We can...
Listen, one more time, loud and clear. 2 times. Ready for this? Fuck you. I'm out. I'm not coming back ever again. So, keep your little pity party.
My.
I want to see. Well, the reason that stuff should be shown is like if I was suicidal, I want to relate. So I want to watch a video who someone is suicidal as well, so we can relate, right?
Well, it's like, yeah. The thing is, too, people talk about suicide like it's your brain is broken.
It's not. Yeah.
Like your brain is broken, and a lot of times it's. I mean, there's studies that I don't need to get into the research, but people conceptualize suicide as like, you're crazy for not wanting to be here. And when we do that, no one wants to admit that they're suicidal because everyone's going to think I'm crazy. And so no one talks about it, and then they're suicidal by themselves alone. And that's the thing. The antidote to all of that is to combat the loneliness, the aloneness of it. If you can publicly share these thoughts and say, hey, yeah, I thought about it and I almost did it. And I thought about it and I tried. And I thought about it and I failed at my attempt. Then we can look at each other and say, okay, where do we go from here? Because I feel this way, you feel this way. Let's admit it and look each other in the eyes and say, what are we going to do now?
Look me in the eye.
It's like, look me in the eyes.
I saw someone say today on a comment on a video I was watching, like, there should be an adult YouTube. Like,
yes,
where
I agree.
I
agree.
It's like it's kind of like where you can watch uncensored videos as far as like topics and stuff.
Yes, and I think
YouTube should have that where like.
Patreon is kind of an option if you want to do that, but
yeah, that's why a lot of people
behind a
that do
paywall.
that, they have outside sponsors, which I'm okay with. Like, with that makes more sense. Like, yeah, it should be censored if you're talking about something serious.
One sponsor I will never. They could offer me $1 billion, and I would say no. Is BetterHelp.
I said at the same time. I knew where you're going with that.
Don't call me BetterHelp, and the answer is no.
I heard they're really shitty.
They're shitty, and I think people need better. They need better than BetterHelp. They need better than, they need better than 988. I'm sorry. They need better than the cops. 72-hour holds. We need better than that. It's just everything else. Everything sits behind a paywall. Everything costs $1 gajillion and takes time that you would have to take off of work to do. The way that the world is set up does not give people permission to heal, feel, grieve, or be in pain. It's you must go to your job. You get a few days off for a funeral. Get back to work, get back to your life, get over it. People want people to get over it. We don't give each other space to be.
This helicopter man, the government's spying on us. I heard us talking. But no, yeah, I just think that like
censorship. See, this is what I'm talking about, you guys.
I think if there was like a video, like an adult YouTube where you could like watch someone talk about who's going through some shit, you would find it more relatable, and you might be able to kind of like heal. I guess like okay, so there are other people like me out there. Okay.
Yeah, and I think the internet is a good place for community, but I think it really starts with your interpersonal relationships physically that you have with your friends and your family, and that's really tricky. A lot of people are in abusive relationships. Those relationships are abusive, and it's hard to kind of filter out who's safe, who's not, where do I go, what do I do, how do I talk. But even like when it comes to suicide, I know a lot of people, like if I were to get a call from someone who was suicidal, I'm pretty sure I would know how to handle that. And I think a lot of people wouldn't.
I would not.
A lot of people wouldn't. Because we don't talk about it, no one talks about it. But I've talked about it a lot. And I've been in a lot of rooms with a lot of other suicidal people and a lot of other people who were feeling the same way I did. And that's how I learned what to do, how to handle it, and how much autonomy to give the person who's feeling that way. Because a lot of people, their instinct, it's like, I have to save you. I have to save you. And as much as I get that, there's an element to it of seeing the other person for where they are, who they are, and not looking at them like they're some crazy person, but looking them in the eye and recognizing our human nature and the fact that any human being in a bad situation is going to think to themselves at some point, this is an option, I can get out of here.
I also, you mean like killing themselves?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of genuine humanness in that. And we pathologize it a lot.
That's how I feel too. If someone is like serious about ending their life, and they're like, look, this is how I see things, I feel like I'd be better off not being here. They should have that right to be like, okay, we'll miss you, but you can do, like, you should be allowed to.
I think that's a really controversial statement, and I agree with you absolutely. And I think
because
it's controversial, but I think what happens when you say that to someone who's suicidal is they can breathe for a second. They don't feel like you're trying to manipulate them into living so that you don't have to feel uncomfortable at the thought of their death.
Because I think a lot of times
it does a lot to heal and give an area of space and room for the other person to explore their own thoughts in a way that they can come to a place of just having their life and their decisions about their own life be theirs.
I also think a lot of times we as humans don't try to relate to somebody and try to understand. We're just like, that's stupid. Why would you do that?
Yeah, we're like, oh my gosh.
Like, if someone
You
feels
did that?
like, because sometimes, I don't know, but like, I feel like somebody can still be positive and feel like, I literally have no purpose here on earth. Like, why would I keep living?
Yeah.
Like, I've never, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, and there's a lot of different things there's a lot of different ways that we as people, based on our own personal experiences from our childhood and our parents and all of this stuff, handle certain life experiences. Someone whose parents were super intense about getting good grades and being really good is going to experience a failure at work much different than someone who was in an environment where they were allowed to repeatedly fail and it wasn't a big deal. Yeah. Like, and so someone who maybe was raised in a really intense environment does something and fails, their instinct might be to run away. They think, I'm done. My life is over. But someone who doesn't have that might have the same exact experience and experience it differently. But it's not like it's just your brain is messed up, and it's not like you're just the world sucks. It's this combination of your brain responding to your external stimuli in a way that we make it sound like you're just crazy. You crazy girl. You need to be locked up and you need meds. Take this pill and you won't want to die anymore. And we don't look at all of the factors in the world that are making this environment hostile to people and making them not want to be here.
I wouldn't want to go through that shit all the time either. Like, I was like, I'm just gonna off myself. Like, obviously, that's what I would feel like, right?
There's a part of me that's just very much like, we're born against our will. We're all born against our will, essentially, depending on what you believe happens before we're born. I don't know what you believe, but I believe we didn't necessarily choose to be here. And at that point, you got to go, how far do we give people autonomy over their own body? Because we like to say all the time, your body, your choice, whatever you want to do. But the 72-hour hold flies completely in the face of that. And, people get locked up for self-harm. And it's like, how much should you be able to hurt yourself?
But like, if you're alone and like, I'm pretty sure like sometimes things just don't make you feel better. You're like, this is fucking brutal, going through all this treatment and taking this medicine and shit.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people with really chronic illnesses and like chronic mental health to a point where it's like you can't function. And I dealt with that for a long time, where I literally couldn't hold jobs. And I was sitting there going, how am I supposed to stay alive when I can't afford my medications if I can't hold a job? And then you're just sitting there going, well, my back's against the wall. And in that scenario, a different environment, a different setup, a different life where they were able to hold a job might keep that person alive.
Yeah, I don't know, man. People just need to like get better at understanding people.
I just wish there was more. And the thing is, America culture is very individual. And I think we've done ourselves a huge disservice in that. It's very much pull yourselves up by your bootstraps, and we don't help you. You got to do it yourself. You got to be independent, no codependence, any of that. And we're all codependent. That is human nature. We are social. And I think we forget the importance of just like interpersonal, one-on-one, face-to-face, look each other in the eyes kind of communication and interactions.
Oh boy, here we go again.
You alone?
Yeah.
You want to ride right now?
No.
There better not be anybody eavesdropping on us. Is that bird real? Is that real? I swear to God, you're looking really suspicious right now.
Skiba, this is the kind of tomfoolery I'm always talking about, and why you're the weirdest bunch of buffoons I've ever met in your entire life.
But, did you say buffoon? That's Fed code for a bust. Are we about to get right now? No. This is bullshit. You got nothing on me. I knew we were about to get raided!
Get out of the way.
Who's at the door? Is that Bradley again? God fucking damn it.
I don't know. I was a bit philosophical today.
Sometimes you gotta be philosophical.
We went a
word.
little heavy on that on this one. I'm sorry, I was ranting.
No, it's we could do serious stuff sometimes. I mean,
Yeah, I'm coming off. I've been working on that script, and my head's all
well
in a serious place.
That's what I wanted to do for when I did my screenwriting class. Oh, not screenwriting, my directing class. I wanted to make a suicide film, but it was too intense. Apparently, like, oh, people might get triggered. I'm like, yeah, but like this is part of life. Like, it happens. I understand because it's a student project, but like,
See, and that's the thing. This stuff.
like
it's
I want to
important.
make a video of someone hanging themselves. Like, it's fucking, it happens in real life, and all of a sudden I can't do it now because it's too much. Like, yeah, I'll let people know, hey, there's gonna be graphic scenes and someone's gonna kill themselves, so you don't watch it if you feel.
Yeah, it's like as long as you're making people aware of what they're about to see, if they don't want to see it, like,
because we could show,
nobody has to watch it.
we can show murders, people getting killed by other people, but someone killing themselves. Oh no, can't show that.
It's too dark, and I get it, you guys. I really do. I hope I didn't make anyone too uncomfortable with the things I was saying, because it is uncomfy. But I think it's important to broach this topic and be uncomfortable a little bit in order to broach that barrier of I'm afraid to even say the word. We got to get past that.
Like, as long as you put a warning to let people know, then they can choose going forward.
Then they can make their choices, because
not like,
I fully believe if you're not prepared emotionally to like handle these topics, absolutely don't watch it. Like, you have that is taking care of yourself, that is good for you. Absolutely make that choice for yourself, and be aware of that. But outside of that, it's like, I, as an artist and a writer and someone who's experienced severe mental health issues, I'm going to talk about it. And I think it's important and vital that we do. And in fact, I think it is the antidote to the shame and fear that we all have around people thinking that we're crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of like when people, like, back in the 40s and early 1900s and stuff, where people had a mental illness, they thought they were just fucking psychotic, and they would just lock them in a room and shit. Instead of like talking to them and figure out what's wrong, they would just like to me, there's a different levels of psychotic. Just because like you have you're mentally like sad or something doesn't mean you're fucking crazy. But you get put in the same room as someone who is legit psychotic. That makes sense.
Yeah, and there's levels to it, and there's differences in people's brains, and one suicidal person is not going to respond to the exact treatment the same way someone else would.
To say that like someone's crazy who's sad all the time, like okay, like, yeah, you've never been sad either. Like, your life is so fucking perfect, right? You're happy 24/7. Bullshit.
And the whole like choose to be happy, like, give me a break, buddy. I just can't get over that stuff.
Like, people just like
so silly to me. I'm like, choose, really?
So, the word emotions, right? There's an S on the end, meaning multiple. So there's multiple emotions that humans feel. Therefore,
there's a reason we have a word for it.
You're gonna feel sad sometimes. You're gonna feel down. You're gonna feel different things. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's just we really, really villainize negative emotions.
It's okay to feel negative. It's okay.
And it's okay to feel negative emotions publicly. I think we need to be more public with our negative feelings and our failures and our divorces and all of the things that we are just so afraid of people judging us for. Put it out there.
Like I said, I'm a worrisome person. I worry a lot.
Yeah.
Like this. Anyway, yeah.
But yeah. I think this was a heavy talk, but I think it was good. I think it was a good little philosophical. We got into the whole simulation.
Yeah.
And then kind of led.
So that's how it usually goes, because we have its talking point and it jumps off to whatever. Yeah. It's good.
How are you feeling?
Good. I've smoked my 3 cigarettes during this.
You smoked your 3? I didn't even smoke my 10.
Had a drink of the delicious new Hawaiian flavor, Blue Hawaiian Monster. Wearing my Monster hat. I love this hat. I might buy another one.
One sponsor we would absolutely say yes to.
Honestly, like, I know like energy drinks are always geared towards like extreme sports. What about if you dip your toes in the podcast water?
Dip your toes in. See how it feels.
Like I never noticed this until like probably within the last year or so. Is people noticing that I drink Monsters all the time? I've never really noticed it, and people are always like commenting. My what do you call them? My
Thumbnails?
in-law.
Wait, what?
My brother and sister-in-law.
Oh, your in-laws.
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't think of the word for a second.
lost.
They always make, sometimes they'll send me like funny like Monster memes or videos. I'm like, I really never noticed that people notice that I drink Monster all the time.
You have a Monster hat on.
Yeah, I love.
You have a Monster right in front of you.
I legit love Monster. Like I drink one literally every day.
Dog will hunt.
Sometimes two. Like if I'm filming all day, I'll have a couple.
Damn. You'll have two.
I want to get a Monster Energy logo tattoo.
Oh my god, please do it.
But I want to get it colored. I want to get the green one.
Get the green, yeah, get colored.
And like, do I want to get the claws? Like, you know how they
should you get Monster, I'll get American Spirit.
And I thought it was like, would that be tacky?
Nah.
I don't know if I want to get just the logo, if I want to get the actual like claw thing too. Because technically, I don't know if you knew, but the claw is actually it's actually in because the claw was at one point was like, rawr.
I thought so. You're not gonna get just that.
I would get just the M, but like I've seen it before where it was like I've seen like a claw going through one time.
Oh, interesting.
Also, do you know that theory about how this is supposed to be like the devil, like that how it's like that cross thing? It's stupid.
Devil.
Monster,
see this? Let me show you. Let me see it.
And I'll say this about Monster Energy. It is the best energy drink company in the world because no matter what flavor I've had, I've always enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, I will say that. They taste good.
There's a lot of other ones that just suck and are gross. Like Bang is so nasty.
Bang's pretty
Alani
nasty.
is so gross. All the other ones are gross.
Oh, don't.
Alani
I like
is nasty.
Alani. Cherry slush. Kim
gross.
K.
Tastes like fucking straight
I
syrup.
love Kim K.
I don't care for her. I tried it. I tried her version, her energy drink one, because I was curious. Like, ooh, a famous person. Let me see how it tastes. It was okay.
I like Alani's.
I don't.
I get Alani's.
I like Red Bull, kind of. I like some of the flavors, but the original's okay.
I go for a Red Bull usually, or if I get Monster, I get the coffee ones.
Those, yeah. They had this one that was like a Swiss chocolate. Oh man, that shit was mucho que rico, very good. It was so good.
10 out of 10.
They got rid of it, or I haven't been able to find it. I don't know if they still make it or not, but it was really good. I just love Monsters. So on Monday when we film, I might bring some Monsters, or should I bring Red Bull?
Bring Monsters, because you like Monsters.
That's what I did last time.
Do
And
what
I
you
think they
like.
got drink. I think I brought some, and some people drank them.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I can't wait.
Callie slept here the whole time she didn't move.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
it'll be fun. Monday we're filming, and then we're after that film we're gonna film yours at some point.
Yeah.
And then so that'll be cool. We'll have like two films.
2 solid films.
Well,
that
actually,
we just
Little
made.
Joker.
And then, yeah.
Little Joker was our first. Like I think. Well, we did other stuff together, like skits, but that was our first kind of
That
like
was our first like
hardcore. I guess.
longer one and like more kind of
Yeah, it was like
thought
22
out.
minutes long.
Yeah.
That was a lot of planning. That was actually a full-on production.
That was full on. That was more of a full on production.
A lot of people have liked it, so that's good. I got a lot of positive feedback.
Yeah.
Because it was fun to edit because it was so funny. Like I wasn't like, oh fuck, I gotta listen to this shit again. Like
Yeah.
it was fun. I was laughing.
I was laughing. I watched it a few times. I like it.
I've watched it.
John is just hilarious in it. It just does not seem like him at all. It's so funny.
I do like Nathan when he was playing the Ricky's mom. Like, get in there.
97.9 The Cat, the motherfucking #1 radio station.
But what do we think? Episode 50?
15, yeah. The Tim Tebow episode. I'm not even a fan of Tim Tebow. I just know he was number 15.
Tebow?
Well, it was this college quarterback. Very religious guy. He was a good.
Was he the one that would like McRae or something.
Yeah, he was a good college quarterback. I'll give him that. He sucked as a pro, but my thing was like, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with his personality. I just thought he made it too much about Jesus, and he couldn't just talk like a normal person.
That's why I think that's where I heard Tim Tebow. My parents loved Tim Tebow.
He was a good college quarterback.
That's who that was.
He was a good. I'm sure he's a good dude, but like, I think sometimes
he was uber religious. Right?
Yeah. You never seen a Tebow thing where you get down on one knee and he.
That's the thing.
That was like his thing. He sucked as a pro, but as a college quarterback, he was good because he was kind of a bulkier dude, so he could like run into people and shit. But yeah, he was. A lot of religious people liked him. He went to Florida. I don't know what religion he was. I would assume Christian, based off what I thought when I was a Christian.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was Christian. Who knows? But yeah. So yeah, what did I bring up Tim Tebow?
15.
Oh yeah, because that's only 15 I can think of right now.
Is that his number or something?
When he played, yeah, he was 15.
Oh. Episode 15.
Yeah, it was good. 15, and then we just gotta.
It was a good one.
We actually remembered the right episode because that one we did episode 13, but it was actually we said it was 12, but it was actually 13.
Callie
got up to
she's
use the restroom.
That straight. Callie, watch out.
It's actually I had my hand in my pocket the whole time. It's actually really cool out here.
It's cold.
There's some wind blowing. I don't know if the mics will pick up the wind. Probably not, but.
Or was that helicopter?
Yeah. And like I said, thanks my in-laws for these stands for Christmas. These mic stands.
Thank you. I love these. Hands-free.
My wife bought me this badass flag, and I don't know how I'm going to bring it because it won't fit in my car, but I might have to put it on top. But it blocks out a lot of light, so it's going to be really useful.
Nice.
Yeah, she bought it for me for Christmas. She bought me a lot of cool stuff for Christmas.
Nice.
That's
awesome.
Christmas lists are always like weird because I'm like, I don't know what to put on there.
Yeah, I just put on like money.
She bought me these shoes. They're like Walmart's version of Crocs, but they're waterproof. So inside they have like a waterproof material.
Oh, cool.
They're fucking comfortable as fuck. I was gonna wear them today, but I'm like, it's too damn cold for those.
Too damn cold.
But yeah, so episode 15 is wrapped up.
It's a wrap. Thanks for joining us.
I don't know how much of that conversation I'll cut out because that was a continuous go.
That was a continuous go. I know. It was a little heavy.
It was good though.
It was good. I think it was a good topic to, set people up for what we're about to film.
You know what I do want to do when John gets back is I want to do like a discussion about the film, get all the people involved and have a chit chat.
Oh, yes. We should do that.
I want to do that too with the one on Monday too with those people.
Yeah.
We could do a panel discussion. I'll be the host of like, hey, I'll find some. We'll just have to share mics. I have like 3 mics, I think. But yeah, some wireless ones. But we'll figure something out. Because apparently, Mallory and I, we're not going to mention names, but apparently we were told that we were bad people. So, or that we were.
Was it my mom?
Huh?
My mom said that?
No.
Just kidding.
Like, I don't even know your mom. I met her one time and she seemed cool. She looked busy though. She seemed like one of those people that's busy all the time.
Oh, she's busy. She's busy.
When I met her, she was on the computer doing some work and paperwork and shit.
She'll be doing that. She does that.
So now Monday, when you send instructions, they're easy instructions to follow. Don't come to the gate confused how to get in.
So take me home, Alabama, down that road so long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
we
wrap
did
it up.
Remember to comment any of your thoughts, like, and subscribe.
And it cracks me up when people say, oh, I saw your episode. You didn't say anything. I know people are watching it.
Just comment anything.
Talk about fucking your favorite snack. I don't know.
Tell us your favorite flavor of Oreo.
You know what's funny? Is my friends have a baseball podcast and they put a clip of the Lil Joker in there. It was fucking great. It was
That's funny.
It was that part where I was talking with the post interview, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't. Whatever you see in this film, just don't do it." They put that part in there. It was great because the baseball podcast. It's cool. Like we use a lot of our stuff on each other's things.
Yeah.
We borrow.
That's cool. I like that.
We did a parody of their podcast, but anyway.
But anyway,
their podcast is ATG Baseball Podcast. It's called ATG Weekly. I'm putting a plug in for them.
plug,
so
yes,
check it out.
plug them. Put a link in the description.
Yeah, so if you go to ATG Baseball on YouTube, their logo is literally just their name in red letters, ATG. They do a weekly episode where they talk for like 5-10 minutes about random baseball stuff, their stuff they're doing. Cool stuff. If you like baseball.
So it's a baseball podcast. Nice.
Yeah, but it's like they talk like 5 or 10 minutes, really short, but it's like funny, and they do a lot of cool baseball stuff. So if you love baseball, they're really good at it. Yeah. So I thought of that because there's all this red. I was like, hey, ATG red.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. So that was a good episode.
It was a good episode. I feel good about it.
Remember, if it's cold, put a jacket on. So there's this joke. I'm rambling still. And I thought of this because of that. So there's this weather station in Oklahoma that where my grandma lives, and there's this guy, and he has a funny voice, like a higher pitched voice. And me and my brother would always laugh at this guy. But the weather guy, he would he would be talking on the weather, talking about the temperature. He goes, "Remember, it's cold outside. Put a jacket on." He goes, "Don't forget your jacket.
Don't forget your jacket. Don't forget your jacket now."
He goes, "It's a little cold outside. Don't forget your jacket."
My least favorite thing as a nanny was putting jackets on kids. They would always take them off, and you're like, no.
You know the worst thing though about that is the minute you hear the kid cough or sneeze, fuck, it's over. We're all getting sick now.
Or like the kid will be outside and in their jacket for like an hour, and then they'll take it off for 1 second. The parents come out, and I'm like, she had it on the whole time. I promise.
You know what? Fine. Later.
They're like, why is her jacket off? It's 10 degrees. Like I did.
Dude, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Episode 15 at minute 15.
Oh.
It won't be a minute. It won't be an hour and 15 minutes long, but yeah.
We did it.
As always, a nice fuck you to the camera, and then we're out. Oh, dude, it's so cold. And like
my bones. I feel it in my bones.